Hello and welcome to this video about ABMT19 and the changes I've made the last few months. The most important change is that there is a runtime for ESP32. Here you see a display demo. The display demo also has some updates. So this is a JSON display that we are seeing here, and we can change it via here the boot button. We can change the icon. You can look into that. Here we have a JSON display that's receiving its content via UDP. That's here. That's also in the display demo. It's not connected, so we don't see an update. And here we have the LED example. So I can open my mobile phone here, and I'm connected to here ISP.local, and I can change the brightness of the LED with the slider here. So it's connected via HTTP and the REST interface. And we can see this example here, and here's the model for that. You can download this on GitHub. And the changes for ABMT19 were made to make this possible. So here's the receive response interface we talk about in 1 second. So let's go to the ABMT homepage and look at the change lists. It's quite big, so I will try to talk very fast to make it not boring, and I skip a few things. So the receive response interface, it's documented under IO here. It's basically an interface where you can receive data and send a response back. So a bit of a data abstraction layer. And it's used here for the HTTP server and the simple REST server. And you can make an abstraction here. So set a port for the server here, for example. And for UDP it's the same. So now we have an HTTP over UDP server. Let's ignore that for a second. So that's the receive response interface. I think most of you will never use it or just use it as with the examples. Okay, let's go back then. Here the simple REST interface we already talked about. Then the next big change is a node wizard. So let's show you this. So create a new file, test. And now here on the left side, we have a node template, and we can add a node here, my node, for example, and then it creates all the boilerplate we can use. So that's handy. It makes it faster to create nodes, and that's very useful. I use it very, very often now. Then there's a licensing REST interface. So you don't have to copy and download the license manually. So you can do it now via the graphical user interface. I show it to you real quick. So I remove all my licenses. ABMT. So now I've lost my licenses. And I get this warning and this welcome screen, and I can select the device I want to license, private use, yes, not military, request license, and then we start. So that's also simplified. Licensing is boring and not needed anymore. And I know what you think about it. I think the same. Okay, so the next topic is the console. All lines with error are now bold, so you can find your error faster. Log error is now deprecated. You have to print the error or the word error manually. There's a default pointer. That's pretty handy when you want to connect stuff that has a default implementation. So for example, I2C and SPI are now with an empty default implementation, so that you don't have to connect them if it's not needed in the situation. Yeah. Then the JSON. Oh yeah, very important. I skipped this already. Yeah, is the execution order is now specified. So all nodes that are ready are executed in the following with the following priority: from left to right, from top to bottom, and then the first one that's insert. So basically from left to right. And there's an example. I open it real quick for you. It's called exec order, and we can look into this real quick. So all nodes that are ready, so that have no input, so this one, and this one are executed first, and then this is executed after, then this, and then this. Now this one is ready and this one is ready, and the left is first, so this one, and then this one, and then comes this one. I think this will change over the next releases, but now it's specified. Before it was a bit unclear which one was executed. Okay, so the next topic is JSON. There were also a few things. Basically, user interface. Yeah, the numbers are now printed with G and not with F parameter, and it doesn't die anymore on errors, but just returning this instead. So it's a bit fail-safe. And one big thing I like very much is the stump compact. So I'll show you this real quick on an example here. So let's look into the get started example. ESP workspace, get started, models. So the bouncing ball, this is the old style. So this one line per parameter, and now it's dumped compact and with compact. So let's do this real quick. ABMT get started start. So now we make a small change here to this model. Move this. I can close it, and let's look into it once again. Yeah, so this is the more compact version, and it's better for comparing and Git. So that's why all the models are now printed with this compact version. And yeah, so that's that. I think this is here. Yeah. The next topic, yeah, you can now pass config and parameters by as parameter for the simulation and the runtime executable. That's for the simulation boys. Yeah, and yeah, some time changes. I think this change here is very important, especially for the record and playback users. So now, yeah, the year is dumped differently or changed differently. Yeah. Okay. Blob clear is added. Yeah, now the not so very important things that, yeah, some bug fixes. And serialization is not very popular. No for the pimple. There's no runtime information dependency anymore. Yeah, that was for the ESP32, obviously. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I make other videos about the debug, about the display examples and the ESP32 runtime. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.